Hello everybody, welcome to this midday session of the Blissful Warrior, our midday pausing practice, right? Pausing to breathe, pausing maybe to stretch a little bit, pausing for the sake of pausing, right? You've probably already had a morning full of activity. You know, if it wasn't physical activity in your morning, then emotional activity. Maybe you've read the news or you've looked around at situations outside of you and your emotions are already quite active. And this is the time when you get a moment, you take a moment to pause and actually choose how you're going to go forward into the rest of your day. So many of us have that experience of the day just sweeping us away, right? Everything just seems to just be like a big crashing ocean wave that sweeps you out to sea, but it doesn't have to be. No matter how triggered you've been so far in this day, this is your choice. This is your moment to pause and breathe. Maybe do a little bit of stretching that feels good in your body and go forward into your day feeling like yourself. I'm Rhonda Aretsky. I am the owner of River Flow Yoga, which is not only the name of this Facebook page, but is also the name of our hot yoga studio located in Lambertville, New Jersey. And since the beginning of this pandemic, we have narrowed our doors a little bit at our studio so that we are now doing one-on-one, one teacher to one student, and one-on-few, meaning one teacher to maybe a very small group of 2 or 3, so that we can keep this pandemic under control for all of us. And yet, here we are every day virtually bringing you this middle of the day opportunity to pause, to breathe, to do a little yoga, to come back to feeling like yourself again. So the first thing I want to remind you is have some water handy. As we begin this practice together, we're going to start by sipping some water. Water has tremendous physical benefits, and it even helps you to feel more emotionally grounded and stable. So please grab your water. Let's all remember to take some sips of water together. Seems kind of odd that you would need a practice in drinking water, but I know we don't drink enough water every day, enough to feel the real benefits of it. So go ahead and grab your water. Let's have some sips together, right? We'll do this as a practice, sharing this moment to remember. Notice the temperature of the water and the feel of it going down in your throat and into your body. Very calming, relaxing. Okay, now settle in. Pick a position for your body that feels good to you. You know, I named this practice Blissful Warrior because after my 50 years of teaching and practicing yoga, what I have learned is that if something doesn't feel good to you, it isn't good for you. This is not going to be a practice where pain means gain. It's the exact opposite. You're going to practice the art of soothing yourself. So start by soothing your body into a posture that feels good for you. I'm sitting on the floor, as you will find me most days, on a cushion. I'm sitting to the far front edge of the cushion. If you'd like to try this, grab any old cushion, place it under you, and see what happens when you sit to the far front edge, how your hips and your knees just start to relax a little bit, falling downward. Feels very good. If sitting on the floor is not your thing, choose a comfortable chair or a couch and sit back into the back of that and have your feet on the ground. It's a really nice moment when you have any part of your body that contacts the ground. Your nervous system is soothed. So of course, when you're sitting on the ground, more parts of your body have opportunity for contact. But even sitting in a chair, you can place the soles of your feet on the ground and you can get that instantaneous calming of your nervous system. So again, if you're someone who prefers to sit on a chair or sit in a couch, please don't give yourself that crazy name couch potato. Place your feet on the floor and know that you're doing yourself a world of good. And if you can lie down on the ground, well, that's the most contact your body can have with the ground. So lie on your back with your legs out, your heels lightly touching, your toes flopped apart. Your arms are at your sides. Let your palms face the ceiling. Keep your arms rather far from your body, not too close in. They'll get tighter as they're closer in and more relaxed, sort of featherweight as they come further away from the sides of your body. Okay, so settle in. Remember, choose the posture by what feels good to you, not what you think you should be doing. not what you think will be better for you or more beneficial for you. I promise you that the best feeling thing is the most beneficial. Isn't that nice to know? That's like a double joy. You get to feel good right now, in the moment, and you get to know that what you're doing is benefiting your body long term. Okay, so if you're sitting cross-legged or sitting in a chair, sitting on the floor or sitting in a chair, find a comfortable place to rest your palms. I like today palms in the lap, palms facing up. You might try palms on your knees, palms facing up or down. Just notice you're trying on, seeing what is a fit for your comfort and soothing today. That is the core of this practice. Remember, that's the mantra. What feels good is good for you. I know we've been trained differently, right? We've been trained to think that if we struggle harder and we make a great effort and we feel some pain, then there's going to be some rewards for us. Yeah, let's let that go for now. I can tell you that from my years and years of practice, I find that to be not true. But don't take my word for it. Just allow yourself to feel good now. There's plenty of parts of your life where you beat yourself up. And how's that working out for you? So let's try the other thing. Let's try what it could feel like to feel good. So now we're going to move into some breathing. So I'm going to give you a little information about breathing. You know, as humans, we typically take about 25,000 breaths a day, and we're aware of about 0 of them. We don't do this deliberately. It just sort of happens, which is a good thing. It's what we need to stay alive, so thank goodness we don't have to focus on it. But this practice is going to be deliberately breathing and focusing on your breath, and you're going to notice what it does for you in this moment. So, especially these days, with this COVID-19 pandemic, we're all aware of how important the breaths that we take so often for granted really are. And yoga has made an art of breathing that is going to come in very handy for you now. So we're going to be breathing through the nose. Nose breathing tends to be better than mouth breathing for a variety of reasons. For one, the nose filters and heats the raw air. So it's really a nice way to bring it into your body. So many of us don't realize, though, how breathing through the nose can trigger a bunch of beautiful hormones to flood through your body that can lower your blood pressure, monitor your heart rate, even helps to store memories, right? Helps your memory increases. So this is an incredible practice, breathing, not just to keep you alive, but to help you to feel alive. Breathing can also have a tremendous impact on anxiety. And I know that no matter what your anxiety levels are normally, these days, many of us are in heightened states of anxiety and stress as we look at conditions around us, everything from health conditions to political and social conditions. We are all feeling a little more anxiety or a lot more anxiety than we normally would. But if you have any anxiety or any other fear-based condition or even a moment of fear, typically we're going to breathe way too fast. And what happens when you breathe that fast is that you're constantly increasing the stress. Fast breathing makes for more stress. So you're actually stimulating that sympathetic side of your nervous system. And the way to change that is to breathe deeply and slowly. And I have to tell you that it's also an incredibly enjoyable way to breathe in the moment. And that slow breathing is associated with a relaxation response. Your diaphragm lowers, you're allowing more air into your lungs, so it's a nice toning of your lungs, and your body immediately switches into a relaxed state, as does your nervous system. Exhaling, long, slow exhales also helps you relax. An exhale is a parasympathetic nervous system response. So as you exhale, you can feel your own heart rate slow down if you place your hand over your heart. Exhaling relaxes your body more deeply. And again, a lot of blood flow, this huge profusion of blood flows into the thoracic cavity. And as you exhale, that blood will shoot back through the body, and you'll have this increased blood flow through your body that will feel like an increased well-being, sense of well-being. So again, there's lots of physical things that go on when you breathe deliberately, as we're about to, but all you really have to know is how good it feels. The better it feels, the more you will be called to do it. So settling back again into your comfortable, blissful warrior position. I like to remind everybody that I call this practice Blissful Warrior because I want you to be a warrior, not in the traditional sense of pushing through things, but to be adamant about your right to feel good, to soothe yourself in this moment. So, settling in. Keep your eyes open if you are sitting in a chair or on the floor. Look at something in front of you and gaze at that wall or object out of the tops of your eyes more than the centers of your eyes to avoid the chin and chest thrust. This is another kind of stress response that we have physically. But if you simply shift your gaze, looking out of the tops of your eyes, you notice your chin drops, you feel something softening in the back of your neck, you feel something softening in your entire emotional state. And if you're lying down on the ground, instead of looking at the ceiling, just shift your gaze down the center of your body and you will get the same reaction. All right, so we're going to be inhaling and exhaling through the nose, and I'll be guiding you through long, slow, deliberate breaths so that you can get the full benefit, the full enjoyment of what it means to breathe. So begin. Inhale. As you take the breath in through the nose, hear a loud ha sound in your throat. Pull your collarbones wide apart. Keep your ribs expanding outward like an accordion. Try not to thrust them forward or up towards the ceiling, but out to the sides as you feel this fullness. Now exhale. Making that same loud ocean sound at the back of your throat, collarbones stay wide, ribcage draws together towards your midline, and then you're empty. The breath is empty and you can just stay here in this empty space. Drop your tailbone slightly down and then tuck it slightly up towards your navel. Feel how calm it is in this empty space between the exhale and the next inhale. Inhale. Loud ha sound at the back of your throat, collarbones wide. Checking where your gaze is, where your eyes are focused, your rib cage starts to expand 180 degrees like a wide accordion. Working with the diaphragm, toning the lungs. Exhale. That loud ha sound at the back of your throat, keeping your collarbones wide so you feel a beautiful stretch across your chest. Your ribs come together, emptying out, emptying the lungs, and drop your tailbone down and tuck it slightly up. Stay here. Just stay in this empty pause. It's really full of soothing. Inhale. Watch your shoulders. If you keep your collarbones pulled wide, your shoulders won't hunch up around your ears. Your ribs are opening wide, expanding the diaphragm into the lung area. And exhale. Beautiful loud ha sound, emptying, emptying. Drop your tailbone and then tuck it slightly up. This empty space, so full of soothing. Inhale. Notice that your ribs come together, almost feels like they're collapsing, but your chest stays open. Collarbones are wide. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Playing this little game with yourself, seeing how long and elegant you can make your exhale. Tailbone down, and then slightly tucked towards your navel, a little up. Inhale. Exhale. Deliberately focusing on a very long, luxurious exhale, slowing your heart rate, easing your anxiety, calming your stress. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And now just taking a moment to notice how you feel. I'd like to invite you to check in on yourself using this emotional guidance scale. 1, you're very chill and calm, and 10, you're very agitated, frustrated, triggered about something. Where are you right now? And is it a little different right now than when you first came here? Just the last 10 or 15 minutes. Now, if you can notice a difference, great. If you don't notice any difference, please don't worry about it. But I want you to understand and to notice that whatever it is that was agitating or upsetting you before you started these deep breaths has probably not changed. Your outside conditions have not changed one bit, and yet somehow you feel differently. And if you were to approach that condition that was aggravating you before, if you were to approach it now, you might have a more measured and calm reaction to it. And isn't that worth everything? We might not have any control over outside conditions. We might be noticing a lot of things around us in the world that we have no immediate control over. But notice that you have all the control in the world over the condition of the way you feel. Hello, Michelle. Yes, calmer, right? And doesn't that feel better? Again, if you were to approach something right now that was upsetting you before, you somehow know that you would bring a more calm approach to it. You'd have a more measured response to it, and you would probably be able to get the result that you want as a result of you being different in that situation. So let's take one more of these beautiful deep breaths. You know, we come here to practice deep breathing so that when we're in those moments of agitation, we can have this practice already muscled up and we can remember to breathe deep. You know, oftentimes when you're in a very upsetting situation, the anxiety takes over, the stress becomes everything, and you just are swept away by it. And you might still have that happen. But as you practice this deep breathing every day, as we've been doing here since March, something will become habitual about this breathing, and you'll have that moment where you can actually pause between whatever has agitated you and the reaction you're about to have. You can have that moment where your body can remember to pause and take a few deep breaths, and then you can react. Practice is what gives you the ability to be a blissful warrior in those situations. Nothing substitutes for practice. I can tell you all these wonderful things about breathing and all the reasons why you should do it, and I can explain what's going on in your body, but all of that explanation is just a bunch of really nice words unless you practice this and it becomes a habit that your body can rely upon. So let's do another deep breath right now. Inhale. Exhale. And I want you to notice that the beauty of this practice is that it gives you benefit right in the moment. You don't have to muscle your way into this and hope that the pain of the practice will at some point pay you off with benefits. You get soothed right now as you're developing this blissful warrior habit for later, times when you might really need it. Okay, let's sip a little more water and we're going to move into the next part of this blissful warrior practice, which is asana. Asana is what most people think of when they say yoga. It's the poses. And we're going to do some beautiful stretching poses that coordinate with the breathing. Okay. Now, if you'd like to join us for these stretches, wonderful. If you'd like to just listen in as I describe them, you will get benefits as well. Remember, this is a practice about checking in about what you feel like doing right now and noticing that whatever you feel like, whatever gives you a sense of soothing, that's where your benefits are. Even though it's wonderful to get the stretching of the body, pushing yourself to do this will not benefit you. It will just teach you to beat yourself up more. Nobody needs that. Okay, so if you'd like to join us in some stretching, come right here on the floor. If you've been sitting on a chair or on a couch, come join us on the floor. If you've been lying on your back, roll over and come up to a seated position. Bring your legs out in front of you. Place your palms on your knees and let's just bounce the legs a little bit, relaxing your feet. It's a really nice way to just bounce some blood flow back into the legs. So if you're sitting with your legs curled under you, if you are sitting in a chair or on a couch, this is just a really nice start. And then stop. Flex your heels. Rotate your pinky toes towards your face. Lock your arms, placing your palms on your shins, collarbones wide. Shift your gaze so you're looking at something out of the tops of your eyes. Pull your collarbones wide as you keep your elbows locked. Just lean back a little into your hips until you can feel both hips are grounded. And notice how easy it is to sit on the ground all of a sudden, flexing your heels. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Today we're going to do some back strengthening poses. The back, the neck, the shoulders, these are places where we feel the stress and tension that our body holds. And your body never lies. You might feel like you're not stressed or having anxiety, but if your body hurts, your body's giving you a message that there's something you're resisting. So let's do some back strengthening poses, lying on your belly. So scoot those legs around behind you and lying on your belly. Chin down on the ground. Hands are flat directly under your shoulders. Legs are out behind you. Point your toes. We'll start with a pose called Cobra for strengthening the lower back. And we're going to strengthen the lower, the middle, the upper back, and then the entire back. So Cobra for the lower back. Lock your legs together. Inhale and press down on the tops of your thighs and tops of your feet, so that your kneecaps pop up off the ground. Rotate them in. Pull your elbow tips towards your hips. And as you exhale, peeling yourself off the mat, lifting your chin, neck, chest, and then your eyes. Now this is not a push-up. And you can test this by lifting your hands off the mat to make sure you're not pressing into your hands. You are strengthening by curling your lower back. And if you're familiar with this pose, you might want to bring your arms behind you, clasp your fingers together, and pull. Squeeze your shoulder blades and lift a little more. And breathing here. And now as you exhale, float down, letting your chin touch down first. And then release your arms to your sides, turn your head to the right, lay your left ear flat, big toes touch and heels are wide. Letting your shoulders slump as you lie down in this Shavasana pose. Inhale. Rib cage opens. Exhale. Hearing that ha sound at the back of your throat, ribs come together. And now we'll do Salabhasana, locust pose. So this is for building your middle and upper back strength. Chin on the mat. Turn your palms over so palms touch the ground, and then bring your arms under your body, hips on your wrists. Relax your shoulders, pulling your collarbones wide. As you inhale, relax your left leg and point your right toes. Lengthen your right leg. And as you exhale, lift your right leg. No bend in the right knee. Roll the right hip bone down onto the right forearm. Point your toe and lift your leg. Keeping the hip bone connected to the forearm. And then release. Right leg comes down. The moment it touches, relax it. The right heel out to the side. As you inhale, point the left toes. Lengthen your leg from hip to toes. Collarbones wide. Chin on the mat. And as you exhale, lift the left leg. Pointing the toes. No bend in the knee. Keep the left hip bone anchored to the left forearm as you lift and change. Bringing the left leg down. Relax. Now let's see if you can get the arms more together under your body, matching the blades of your pinky fingers and hips down. Now we're going to try a double leg lift. You must put your lips down on the mat. Please don't have your neck kinked. As you inhale, squeeze your legs together, collarbones wide. As you exhale, lock your legs, point your toes, and lift both legs together. And change, lowering down slowly. When the legs touch, lift your hips, roll your arms at the wrists, bring them out, and turn your head and face the left. The right ear flat. Let your elbows bend a lot. Palms face up. Big toes touch and heels are wide. And breathe. Relax. Inhale, go back to that deep breathing. And exhale. Allow your shoulders to slump more with every exhale breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now, Purna Salabhasana, full locust pose. We're going to work the middle back. So, chin on the mat, legs together. Bring your arms out to the sides in a T position. And point your toes and inch your fingertips. So really stretch your body from the ends of your fingertips and toes. Feel yourself lengthening. Press down on the tops of your thighs and tops of your feet so your kneecaps pop up. Rotate them in. Inhale more. Now as you exhale, fly. Lift everything up. Everything at once. Chin, neck, chest, arms, hands, legs. Looking up. Chin up and eyes up. You are floating, flying in the air. Keep pulling from the fingertips and toes. Keeping your body locked will help keep you aloft as you inhale. Exhale, you can lift higher, hands over your head, big toes up a little more, chest up, eyes up. And coming in for a landing as you exhale. Chin down, palms touch the ground. Bring your arms back in. Turn your head to the right. Big toes are touching. Your heels are wide open. You can feel your ankle bones coming closer to the ground as you inhale. And exhale. And now one beautiful pose for your entire back. Dhanurasana, floor bow. Chin on the mat, legs together, arms behind you, pulling with your fingertips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then bend both knees. Reach back for your feet. Grab around the outsides of your feet and hold right where your toes meet your feet, the tops of your feet. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you as you inhale. And as you exhale, kick your toes to the ceiling and your shins through the back wall. Feel yourself trying to kick your feet right out of your hands. Chin up, eyes up. Keep your shoulder blades squeezed together. This is a beautiful bow pose for your back. A beautiful sort of arching backwards as you inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades together tighter. As you exhale, kick harder. Look up, kick up. Lift up your thighs. And then change, coming in for a landing with your chin first. Release your legs, turning your head to the left, right ear flat. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Another nice deep breath. Inhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now coming up from these back strengthening poses, place your fingertips on the ground under your shoulders. Chin on the mat, legs together. Pull your elbow tips towards your hips. Press into your fingertips using your biceps to bring your body up into a seated position. Sitting back hips to heels, palms in your lap, collarbones wide, noticing where your gaze is. Just feel the way your body feels right now. What the sensation you have is in terms of calmness. So many judgments about our bodies, the way they look, the way they feel, the way they should look and feel. But right now, can you feel a simply settled sensation? When you can feel this, you know your nervous system has calmed. And when that nervous system is calm, every other physical function of your body benefits. Inhale. So those backward poses, those back strengthening poses, had a lot of back bending in them. And now we're going to do some forward bend poses. Ardha Karmasana, half tortoise. As you inhale, bring your arms overhead, press your palms together, interlock your thumbs and pull with the fingertips. Squeeze your biceps to your head. Let your ribs come out to the sides. So try not to thrust them towards the ceiling. As you exhale, rib cage comes together, emptying, and drop your tailbone straight down and then tuck it slightly up towards your navel so you get that lifted feeling again. Inhale, stretch. Lift out of your waist, under the rib cage towards your head, and as you exhale, pull forward with your fingertips. Keep your eyes looking forward, head between your arms as long as you can, controlling your descent by pulling from the fingertips, pressing your palms, placing the spot between your eyebrows to the mat first if you can, and then the blades of your pinkies sliding forward. Inch your fingertips up more, maybe a little fishtail with your hands. Inhale, inching up more. As you exhale, press down into the blades of your pinkies, lock your arms, draw your shoulders away from your ears. Feel your middle back and your lower back relax in this stretch. Chin away from your throat. Inhale, slide forward. Exhale, press down into the blades. Your elbows are locked behind your ears. Pull your shoulders down from your ears. Feel yourself engaging your middle back, relaxing your lower back. And changing this pose, press your palms, pull forward, lock your elbows behind your ears, keep your chin tucked, keep your head between your arms, and stack your own spine one vertebra at a time, slowly up, head last. Here at center, take a moment to stretch, reach, lengthen up, and then drop your arms down. Place them back in your lap and take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Place your fingertips on the ground beside you. Let's bring those legs out in front again. Legs have been curled under us for a while, so bounce your knees. Just bounce. You place your palms on your knees. You notice you're bouncing your shoulders a little bit too. It's a really nice opportunity for blood flow back into the legs. We depend on the legs to do so much work for us. Here we're giving them a little thank you. And stop. Flexing your heels. Placing your palms on your shins, locking your arms, dropping your chin, collarbones wide. Take a breath. Inhale. Lean a little back into your hips. And exhale. Now a beautiful pose for the nervous system, for the back, for the legs. Forward bend, separate leg stretch. Bring your right leg out to the side 45 degrees. Now you can keep your left leg straight out ahead of you, or you can try bending the knee and placing the sole of your left foot against your inner right thigh. Remember, as a blissful warrior, you're not interested in pain. If anything in these poses feels painful, you back it down a little bit. So if bending this knee, turning it outward like this has painful implications for you, please bring your legs straight out ahead of you. Remember, there's no gain in pain. There's only injury. So flex your right heel forward, flex the toes towards your face, lean into your hips a little bit, and as you inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Clasp all 10 fingers and then pull till your elbows lock and your biceps are squeezing your head. Lean a little into the hips. Turn your torso towards your outstretched right leg and lean back a little bit more. And as you exhale, throw this net of fingers over the ball of your right foot. Bend up your knee if you need to get the fingers there. It's all right. And then drop down forehead to knee. Now you bend your knee as much as you need to. It's not important that your legs stay straight. What you're doing here is opening your back. Forehead to knee. Elbows are bending beside your calf muscle. And just breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Keep tucking your chin, dropping your forehead. And changing, coming up, Bring this net of fingers over your head again, stacking your spine, being very deliberate. Feeling every delicious moment of this. And then turn your torso towards the center. And now let's alternate the legs using the abdominal wall. So the left leg comes out 45 degrees, and the sole of the right foot is either tucked up against the inner left thigh, or that right leg is straight out ahead of you. Inhale, lift. Lift from under the rib cage. Feel it in your waistline, growing taller, longer, opening up. Turn towards your outstretched left leg. Lean back a little bit, and as you exhale your breath, throw this net of fingers over the ball of the left foot. Bend your knee up if you need to. Drop your forehead to your knee. Make the forehead touch the knee no matter how much you need to bend the knee. This is about opening your back, relaxing your neck. Don't worry about that pesky hamstring muscle, right? Doesn't matter. Eventually that will open too. But right now, take this as a back opening pose. Drop your chin to your throat, hairline to your knee. Elbows are bent beside your calf muscle. And breathe. Another deep breath. And change. Come on up. Bring the net back over your head. Feel yourself stacking your spine, giving yourself your own little chiropractic adjustment. And then turn your torso back to center. Now let's bring both legs straight out. Flex your heels. Rotate your knees in towards each other. Once again, it's fine for your knees to be bent, but flex those heels as you lift. Lifting this net of fingers towards the ceiling. Locking your elbows. Lift under the rib cage towards your head. Lean a little bit into your hips. All the way lengthening. And then release your fingers. Palms are facing each other. Lean back a little more. And as you exhale, come forward. Keep your arms locked. Reach out with your first two fingers and hook them between your first two toes. Look at something in front of you out of the tops of your eyes and lock your elbows. And then walk your hips backwards, maybe about 10 times or so. Again, it doesn't matter if your knees are bent. Nothing matters as much as you think it does. You're here. You're experiencing this soothing. You're getting benefits. As you inhale, lift your chest. Pull your collarbones wide. Keep your arms locked. Rotate your pinky toes towards your face, whether your legs are straight or your knees are bent. And as you exhale, holding on to your big toe with your first two fingers, just lead your chest gently forward between your shoulders. You might walk your heels out a little bit and feel your legs straightening. But this is a pose that lengthens your back. So we just rounded and opened the back. Now we're going to stretch and lengthen it. Keep your chin down. Inhale. Lift your chest, collarbones wide. Exhale. Begin to draw your chest forward towards the front wall, leading between your shoulders. Keep your shoulder blades back. And then eventually, your upper body will lie down on your thighs with your elbows on the ground. Full extension. And changing out of the pose, release your toes. Slide your palms to your shins. Keep your chin dropped, heels flexed, collarbones wide. Lean a little back into your hips. Drop your chin and take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now, once again, I'd like you to check in on that emotional scale. 1 to 10. 1 is very relaxed, feeling kind of swoony almost, very chill. And 10 is really agitated. Where have you landed right now? remember, it's no contest. There's no better or worse place to land. There's just this beautiful awareness that you're developing about how much control you actually have over you. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing with the back of your throat. Loud ha sound. Now, I know it's the middle of a busy day, but we're going to end this practice with a few moments of lying down. So, I'm just going to move forward a little bit to show you how to do this, but you stay right where you are. Flex your heels, palms on your shins, lock your elbows, rotate your pinky toes towards your face. And again, if your knees are bent, no big deal, right? Remember, we make too much of this. And we judge ourselves too harshly. There's nothing serious going on here. There's just a lot of soothing available to you. So as you inhale, collarbones wide and chin dropped a little bit, elbows locked. Now as you exhale, lean back into your hips, keeping your chin down. Begin to slide your palms over your knees. Keep your heels flexed as you slide your palms over your thighs. Coming down one vertebra at a time, getting this beautiful massage for your spine. You're all the way down, your shoulders come down. Relax your arms to your sides. Let them be far from your body with your palms up. Your heels are touching and your toes are flopped apart, and you're looking down the middle of your body. Now close your eyes for a moment. I'm going to bring myself back up to sitting, but you're going to stay right here as I guide you through probably the most important part of this practice, the final relaxation. So lying on your back, arms at your sides, further from your body than closer. Close your eyes, and let's take some deep breaths together. So as you inhale, feel your collarbones pull wide and your shoulder blades nestle to the ground under you, and your ribs coming out 180 degrees like a big accordion playing on the inside of your body. Holding it here. And exhale. Allowing the ribs to come together, even as the collarbones stay wide, your shoulder blades are nestled to the ground. Emptying, and then drop your lower back and stay right here in this beautiful empty place. Empty of any stress, anxiety, worries. Inhale. Wide collarbones, loud ocean sound at the base of your throat, ribs expanding out like a wide accordion. Feeling how beautiful it feels to be filled. And then exhale. Dropping your lower back as if someone has slipped their hand right under the small of your back and you're dropping into it. And again, inhale. Notice how relaxed and relieved your body and your mind feel at this moment. It almost feels like you're a different person than when you were, maybe 40 minutes ago when we first started this practice. Different in a way that feels more like yourself. I would love for you to drop the idea that there's anything wrong with you, that there's anything you need to change or fix in order for you to be a better person. You simply want to feel like yourself, and that's the best person that you can be. So breathing, years of stored tension can be gone in this moment. Just 3 deep breaths. And here we've been practicing together for 40 minutes, and we've probably taken 50 or 60 deep breaths. So can you begin to imagine the healing that you've accomplished for yourself, for your body, for your mind, just in 40 minutes? I know it takes many years to store up this resistance, to gain this kind of tension and anxiety. And it's hard to believe that in just a few deep breaths you can start to melt so much of it away. But this is what yoga, pranayama, this practice of breathing, this is the miracle of it. You don't have to have been practicing for 50 years like me. You can come here every day and you can practice for just a little while, making this a habit that will serve you in those times of great anxiety and in those times of great joy. Breathing, it's your birthright. Thank you for joining me. This is my practice, and I'm sharing it with you. After 50 years, I'm still practicing every day, still getting depths of benefit from taking the time to pause in the middle of a day and regain that sense of being myself. And thank you for being yourself here with me today. I'm Rhonda Uretsky. I am the owner of Riverflow Yoga in Lambertville. I am the creator of this Blissful Warrior practice that I am sharing with you every day right here on this Facebook page. Please try to give yourself enough credit and enough self-love to come here every day and take this time to remember what it feels like, how good it feels to be in this body and in this life. I wish you peace and calm in the days to come and in all the days of your life. I wish you the gift of being yourself. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow, I'm sure. Have a beautiful day.